Hi Madam Emma, welcome to our group video presentation. I'm Di Kiat Ming and my members consist of Jia Jie, Jun Xiang, Jian Jing and Jonathan. This video is about us presenting the concept of database and SQL. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. Before I go on and talk about what is a database, I would like to explain what is data and information. Data are raw and unorganized facts that needs to be processed to reveal the meaning of the data. Information are data that has been processed to reveal the meaning of the data and enables the creation of knowledge. Database is a shared integrated computer structure that stores a collection of end-user data and metadata. End-user data are raw facts of interest to end-user, and metadata is data that describes a particular data like its characteristic and relationship. For Database Management System or DBMS, it is a collection of programs or software that manages the database structure and controls access to data stored in the database. Now I would like to pass to my friend Jian Jing for the next portion of the video. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jian Jing. I'm going to talk about the role of DBMS. DBMS is the intermediary between the user and database. It enables data to be shared. It presents the end user with an integrated view of data. It also receives and translates application requests into operations required to fulfill the request. It hides database internal complexity from application and user. There are few advantages and disadvantages of DBMS. The advantages are better data integration and less data inconsistency. It increases end-user productivity. It improves in terms of data sharing, data security, data access, and decision making. The disadvantages are the cost is increased, management complexity, maintaining currency, vendor dependence, and frequent upgrade.
Now we will introduce everyone to SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a standard of the American National Standards Institute and of the International Organization of Standardization. It can let users access and manipulate databases. SQL can be used to do a variety of different tasks involving databases, such as executing queries, retrieving data, inserting records, deleting records, and so on. SQL can basically be used to do everything that needs to be done in a database. There are a few variations to the SQL standard. For example, Maria Database, MySQL, Oracle, and Firebird. But all of these variations comply with the ANSI standard and support the major commands of the standard, such as select, update, delete, insert, and where. If we want to use SQL in our website, we will have to include a relational database management system such as Microsoft Access, SQL Server, or MySQL. We will also need to use server-side scripting languages like PHP or ASP. SQL will be used to get the data that we want from the database. HTML or CSS will be needed to style the web page.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the installation of XMPP. First, launch the installer. Continue with installation. Click OK. Then is next. Take all of the above. Then next. Next also. Learn more about Bitnami for XMPP. Next. We're going to close this tab. Keep next. And this is the installation. So this is quite long for this installation, so I'm gonna speed up the video. So now the installation is done. Click Finish. On the language, we set to US. And yeah, this is the XMPP. The XMPP is successfully installed in the PC.
First, to create a new database, we have to type in create database in the query section of AED-SQL. We will name our database as student. After the database has been created, we can create a table and begin inserting data into the table. To insert data into a table, we have to assign where the data should be inserted into the table. For example, we want to insert data into the table called student info. We have to put the name of the columns in the table in parentheses after the comment. After that, we write the attributes of the data in order of the columns. The first data will be stored in ID, the second data will be stored in name, the third data will be stored in age, and so on.
We can use the alter command to change the columns in a table. For example, we can use the query alter table student info add class varchar20 to add a new column into the table. We can also use the query alter table student info drop class to remove the column from the table. The modify query can be used to change the attributes of a column in a table. In this example, we will change the column named address to only allow 100 characters in the field. As another example, we will change the column named name to allow only 50 characters. We can also change the name of a column by using the change command. The change query can be used to remove a column and change its attributes. We will change the column named ID to student ID and allow it to have data entry of 15 characters. By just changing the name of the column and writing down the field attribute, we can rename the column from name to student name. To drop a table, we will use the drop command followed by the name of the table.
To drop the database, we just type in drop database followed by database name.